destroying a nation from within. That's the goal of the Chinese regime. One of the biggest weapons is something we rely on every day, our smartphones. In this special report, we look at how China's cyber attacks are going far beyond institutions. Now they're getting personal and changing our behavior through the very devices in the palms of our hands. Welcome to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. One of the Chinese regime's biggest weapons against Americans is something a little too close for comfort: our phones. More specifically, the apps that run on them.
They're basically legal malware that enable the developer to monitor, track, and data mine the end user for financial gain 24/7, 365 days a year.
That's Rex M. Lee, cybersecurity advisor at MySmart Privacy. He calls these apps legal malware. As to what these apps can do,
a single intrusive app enables the developer to collect over 5,000 highly confidential data points associated with the end user's personal information, business information, medical information, legal information, and employment information, because the surveillance and data mining done by these companies is indiscriminate, meaning that they're not only collecting consumer information, they're collecting every bit of information from the end user, including text messages, email attachments, calendar events, and so forth.
But once it's in the hands of those companies, it doesn't just end there.
As we're seeing in the news is that these tech companies are aligned with governments, so the information a lot of times is ending up in the hands of the government.
One company in the hot seat is TikTok. The video sharing platform has gotten a lot of buzz lately. But why is that? After all, entertaining videos don't seem like the stuff of national security risks.
TikTok is an extension of the Chinese Communist Party. It is one of their primary social media platforms and tools. Let's just get real. And so even on platforms like Pinterest, but there's a lot of TikTok on there, and I purposely block those and report them, because even looking at those, again, leaves a digital fingerprint. Don't give China your digital fingerprints.
That's John Mills, retired Army colonel and former director of cybersecurity at the Defense Department. He goes on to explain what exactly the Chinese regime can do with those digital fingerprints.
They will know your interests, your behavior, your geolocation, and they will start regurgitating back to you to shape your behavior. They are trying to psychologically program you. They're using PSYOP on you. They're trying to reinforce and shape and influence your behavior.
That means by controlling what kind of information you see, an adversary like the Chinese regime can eventually shape a person's behavior. Recently, the House Chief Administration Officer is warning lawmakers not to use TikTok, citing security and privacy concerns, given the app's ownership by Chinese company ByteDance. Many lawmakers had turned to the app as a way to reach out to younger constituents.
And TikTok especially, it's a horrifically bad idea. Even be watching TikTok, because that even leaves your digital fingerprints and your digital persona. Don't give your fingerprints to China.
But a cyber advisory issued August 9th warns that TikTok may collect biometric identifiers and biometric information as defined under U.S. laws, including face prints and voice prints from videos uploaded to the user's platform. Mills warns giving that kind of information away is akin to...
You're giving away the keys to your kingdom when you start participating. They will understand your finances, your financial behavior, what you're looking at, what your interests are, what you write, what you type.
The cyber advisory went on to warn about TikTok's policy, which includes features like automatic user data collections. That covers information like the device's phone number, Wi-Fi network names, SIM card serial numbers, GPS status information, and subscription information, among others. But it doesn't stop there. Other concerns include checking device location every hour, plus continual requests to access the user's contacts and external storage. We reached out to TikTok about these points. They wrote back, the allegations in the House CAO's advisory about TikTok range from misleading to wrong. We have requested a meeting to discuss the multiple inaccuracies. The August advisory notes the data TikTok collects can be potentially mined for commercial and private purposes and is stored on servers located in China. To address that, TikTok has pledged to move U.S. data to third-party Oracle servers located outside of China. It's a transition that's still ongoing.
China is creating digital twins of all of us, and it gets extremely concerning when they commingle that with, they've breached all the networks of those firms.
This comes as a group of lawmakers are requesting TikTok appear before the Senate. That's over fears the app has access to U.S. data. The appeal follows on the heels of a BuzzFeed report from June, based on leaked audio recordings from 80 internal TikTok meetings. According to the report, 14 statements from 9 different employees at TikTok indicated that engineers in China had access to U.S. data between September 2021 and January 2022 at the very least. Let's take a step back. Why is cyberspace so important?
The cyber environment and terrain is a wild west of intelligence operations for China. So I think everyone needs to be vigilant in their, we call that inside of government. I'm not inside of government anymore. We call that our cyber personas,
Given the importance of this cyber realm, how does China get in? As it turns out, with a little help from the inside.
About 90% of them are associated with insider attacks. This means that it usually comes from an employee, even a company leader in the even a leader in the company that could be leveraged, as well as the attacks could come from the supply chain that supports the company or the organization or government agency.
Mills adds, it's not like what's depicted in Hollywood.
Everybody has these visions of Chinese supercomputers crunching through our cryptography. Now, some of that's going on, and NSA is attempting to deal with that.
He adds, but over 95% of the cyber attacks the Defense Department or intelligence community deals with goes back to that insider threat. So just how sophisticated are these attacks?
Well, they're very sophisticated today. No longer are hacks coming in through traditional methods like telecommunication networks or even through email phishing. They still can attack through email phishing. They've advanced that to SMS texting, by the way. A text message can launch an attack as well.
That means the very devices we hold in our hands can be weaponized against us. Lee adds.
But mainly what we're seeing, nation-state hackers from China, which are apt groups, or Russia, like Fancy Bear, Sandworm, and some of their groups, or Lazarus from North Korea. We're seeing these groups utilize the Android OS, Apple iOS, and Microsoft Windows 8, 10, and 11 OS to launch in a wide array of attacks on networks that include ransomware attacks, DDoS attacks, and man-in-the-middle attacks. They can launch just about any attack either through the operating system that supports a mobile device like a smartphone or a PC.
And with that, phones can be just as vulnerable as computers.
They can utilize apps. Google has removed over 300 of these types of apps and recently that could launch these types of attacks. Apple was compromised through their MDM their MDM security platform as well.
But Mills adds it's not just our digital lives at risk, it's our genetic identity as well. That's all for today's China in Focus on YouTube. We're now sharing a shortened version of our program here after being demonetized for more than a year. Here's what to look out for in our second half. Cyber is just one part of a much bigger threat, and all is tied to unrestricted hybrid warfare waged by the Chinese Communist Party. The full episode is available on our partner platform, Epoch TV. To sign up, click the link down below. Thanks for watching China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer, and see you tomorrow.
Presenting the heritage of traditional Chinese martial arts, promoting martial ethics, and reviving the true tradition. The 2022 NTD International Traditional Chinese Martial Arts Competition preliminaries will be held in New York and Taiwan. On August 28th, the finals will be broadcast live online worldwide. Registration hotline 188-477-9228. For more information, please visit martialarts.ntdtv.com.